All eyes on the Delhi MCD elections. Numbers flashing on your screen. Let's once again go through the numbers before we dive into this discussion as to who's winning the battle for the Delhi MCD. Now, BJP 806 up at 129. That's the latest numbers coming. Joyita, you know, it's unlikely, unprecedented, if I could call it that, really. That, you know, national media cuts from the first day of the parliament and starts focusing 24/7 on the MCD polls. Sometimes, yes, we are too excited, the people aren't, the vote, the voting percentage was about 50%, that sort of shows that as well. But the fact that this type of euphoria, this type of enthusiasm is being seen for a local body poll, would you not say that itself is a testament of the national ramification, the sort of significance these MCD polls hold?
Well, I don't think these polls hold any national ramifications.
Really?
Sorry to say, I think it's zero national ramifications, because it's, after all, we are talking about, think of Delhi's size. It's just a union territory, and the thing is that the excitement is primarily because the media, the Delhi media, we have designated ourselves as the national media. So that is the reason why we are so excited about it, and that is the why. If you ask me, there is zero interest in the rest of the country. I don't think this has any effect whatsoever in any national election, for God's sake. I mean, of what interest is Delhi MCD election result to a place like maybe Tamil Nadu or Karnataka? I mean, I can even understand the interest in Gujarat, even Himachal Pradesh. These are state assembly elections. I can understand the interest even in the Delhi UT election. But as a municipal corporation election, I don't think there is much. But yes, but that is a big thing. The very fact that the national media is so focused on this, because you see, we are the people who are we are facing the traffic jams, we are facing the potholes. So you see, the media is also part of it. So that is the reason why it's so important.
Maybe, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I am so excited.
Can I, Meenakshi, can I make one quick point?
Sure.
And this is a huge plus point. This is a positive which the AAP has been kind of making use of. The buzz around basically what is a municipal election, to actually even to be, then it kind of tries to project itself, we are doing so well in Delhi, and as a result of
Exactly.
So that way I think it is kind of, but much of it, I would say, at the same time, the hype is actually running on empty. Beyond the point, it is running on empty.
Well, to a certain extent, yes, because unfortunately, the national media does get fixated with issues happening in the national capital, because that's where we are also situated. These things affect us personally, but beyond that, I personally think it has a national ramification, because if you heard the AAP spokespersons carefully, one spokesperson after the other has been talking about how 2024 is going to be about Delhi versus Gujarat model. The victory, if they win, going by the numbers, they are ahead of the BJP, there's no doubt about that. But if they win, they could possibly use it, as a pitch against the BJP, claiming that one, their charges of corruption against the AAP don't stick, people don't buy them, and secondly, the Delhi model is working. That's why people are voting for us in MCD as well. Charu Pragya of the BJP with us. Would you agree with what the AAP has to say? Do you think 2024 will be about Kejriwal versus Modi? Or do you think the AAP, at least as of now, even if they can't give a direct, battle to Prime Minister Modi, perhaps is becoming, or on its way to becoming, the #1 headache for the BJP, if not in 24, maybe in 2029?
I think, Meenakshi, Mr. Kejriwal is getting ahead of himself. So he needs to decide what is the importance of these elections. On one side, criticizing BJP for working hard on ground, and on the other side saying this is a prelude to 2024. See, I want to honestly say that there is no election that is big or small. Every single election impacts the way people's lives are going to be in this city, in this state, in this country. And Bharatiya Janata Party takes every single election very seriously. Delhi is also a national capital. So I can't see the panelist who was speaking before me, but madam, I disagree with you. That being said, BJP has been in MCD for the last 15 years. working round the clock for the people of Delhi, and there has been tussle between the state government and the local government. So going forward, I think the face of AAP has been exposed. The lies spoken by Aam Aadmi Party have been exposed, and according to Kejriwal ji, BJP should have been completely written off. But that is not what the results are showing up till now. Up till now, it's pretty much an equal fight, and because this is a local election, it's a small scale election, even a difference of 50 votes here and there is going to impact results on seats and results in general.
Okay, interesting analysis. I never expected the BJP to say that these MCD polls could possibly have national ramifications, because that's a narrative which the AAP has been trying to propagate. But Abab Gerewal of the Aam Aadmi Party, one thing you'll have to agree, whether you like it or not today, with the BJP spokesperson, it's a neck and neck fight. That landslide which you had predicted, that's not happening. Do you not think that perhaps the AAP also could have gone wrong somewhere earlier? You were trying to, of course, project that the Kattar Imandar so-called image of Arvind Kejriwal will overcome all these issues, the corruption charges won't stick. If all of that had happened, the BJP would not have been able to give you such a tough fight after 15 years of anti-incumbency.
15 years of anti-incumbency, after all the gerrymandering, after all the delay, after everything they could pull out from the hat, every rabbit they could pull out from the hat, we have defeated them. And I agree with the BJP spokesperson to the extent that it still have national ramifications, because we have proven to the world and to the country that the BJP electoral machine can be defeated. And the use of agencies have their limits. You cannot keep on using agencies where there is nothing to find. And this does not stick. And yes, this will have national ramifications to the extent that when the people see that this juggernaut can be halted, and that too in the national capital, and that too despite them doing everything in their power, using every agency, left, right or center, delaying the elections, merging the MCDs, gerrymandering, doing everything in their power. Then they have lost. I don't know what's this happiness that, we haven't been defeated by a landslide. You did everything in the book to make sure that this was a skewed match. Despite of that, you are losing. We have arrested the...
Well, okay, I have to give you that. End of the day in a democracy, it's all about who wins the polls. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst, has just joined us. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, what would you say? How does it matter, says the Aam Aadmi Party, even if it's a tough competition? It looks like, as of now, going by the numbers, that they are on their way to winning the MCD polls. Should we only fix on who's winning and who's losing the polls?
Good afternoon, Meenakshi. I would say just wait for the entire results to be out before speculating anything, because the counting is still on. But then again, I would say that also say that BJP, as I have observed, has always introspected whether it's a win or a loss. So whatever has gone wrong, definitely that will be rectified and taken care of, and that is a kind of approach that the BJP always has had, and that is how it should be. I always like this example of a student who introspects on every...
Okay, does the BJP have that approach which you are saying of introspection? Because almost every BJP spokesperson who joined us earlier said nothing wrong with our local leadership, we don't need to introspect. I'll take that question from Charu. Neeraj Mishra of the Congress also with us. Mr. Mishra, what's really going wrong for the Congress? I mean, 10, at least you have touched double digits by, 5 minutes ago or so, the Congress was at 8 or 9. This is a party which had ruled this state for 15 years under Sheila Dikshit. You conjured up Sheila Dikshit, in the run-up to these elections. It didn't work for you.
So, I always say that election results are humbling, whether you win or you lose. So, whatever the results will be, let us wait and watch. I think the final tally would be a little more different
let the final
than what
tally
it
be
is
anything.
appearing.
You can't reach from 10 to 100, na sir. End of the day, it's obvious that you have been relegated to the sideline. You're a distant third. What are you expecting? For you, the elections have been called, at least for the Congress.
So, what we have analyzed, that the 1100 crore advertising budget of the Aam Aadmi Party and the 50 central ministers and 7 chief ministers of the BJP actually made it a conundrum that if Congress party comes to power, both the parties will team up and won't let the Congress work. So this narrative was there. And one more thing, we should also analyze that only 50% of Delhi came out to vote. That means 50% of the Delhi was disillusioned to vote for both the parties. I agree that our campaign, our positive campaign, which
Or
was about
maybe
Sheila
50%
Dikshit's
of the
model,
Delhi just
it could
doesn't
not-
care. Or maybe 50% of the national capital just
So
doesn't care. End of the day, these are
that is
local
very
polls.
sad. That is very sad. If that is the case, that is very sad.
वैसे
If-
अगर आप नहीं सर, if you look at the earlier voter turnout as well in the local polls, very unfortunately, it has not really crossed 50%. In fact, in Assembly and Lok Sabha, polls, that goes much higher. I don't think that has anything to do with the dismal performance of the Congress. Time for the party to introspect, but that's something which we say election after election to Congress. I'll come to you. I'll let you finish that point. I have to continue, keep this discussion going. Manish ji, also in the studio with us. Manish, end of the day, the Aam Aadmi Party says that why are you getting so fixated with whether it's a close fight or not? End of the day, look at who's winning. It's us.
So that at this point, I am agreeing with the AAP. Yes, we are winning, but this people of Delhi or people of India must understand that we should not believe on these tall statement of any political party. What AAP created the hype that we will win 220 out of 250. That means some 90% they are going to get. After that 280, then 270, 250, then 150, 130. What they will get, it is time to come will tell us. But now, by creating the hype, they are getting some extra vote. And this is what they are.
But so
they
that
have the
way, even
expertise.
BJP tried to create a hype. BJP also said that we will double our tally, we'll do this, we'll do that. I think it's a part of the process.
Yes.
Every political party claims that they are going to win with large numbers. I don't think we can begrudge up this. But Joyita, if you could come in here.
Just a second. I want to reply on this. This is the difference between an old party, sincere party, and a new party. A new party can make any claim, like a young people, I can do this, मैं चांद सितारे तोड़ के ला दूंगा. But एक 40 साल का जो जवान पुरुष होता है, वो responsible behave
I don't agree with you at all. Everyone makes these tall claims. Everyone says that everyone calls the elections the day they begin campaigning. The BJP also claimed that they will.
No, where Congress has made any big claim.
There's no point of them making these claims anyway. Joyita, if you could come in here, the Aam Aadmi Party says that you don't need to overanalyze these numbers. But that's where I think I disagree with the Aam Aadmi Party. If there was such anti-incumbency against the BJP, if the garbage issue, other local issues which the AAP had been highlighting, if they had cut so much ice with the electorate, the BJP would not have been able to give a tough fight. I mean, there is a lot for the AAP also to take home, sit back, introspect, far as these results are concerned, isn't it?
Of course. What have we been hearing right from day one? And what did the exit polls also predict? They predicted a landslide win, something in the range of 190, almost 200, which even Arvind Kejriwal, that is what he was also predicting. So the whole point is, you see, and that is why I have been maintaining, I said it even on the day of the election, there is going to be some overlap in terms of the anti-incumbency that is there against the Delhi government, that is going to get reflected on the vote in MCD, and that is what exactly is happening. So in spite of the freebies and in spite of, and if you are looking at it, it is primarily when it comes to these MCD elections and all, the local level elections, it is primarily the underprivileged community, that underprivileged people who come out to vote. Now, in spite of that, which is considered to be AAP's vote bank, now in spite of that, if the AAP is not sweeping, it is winning, of course, but by a very slim margin. But in spite of the underprivileged voting in large numbers, because if you go to the middle class and upper middle class colonies and they don't come out to vote even in the time of Lok Sabha elections, even in the time of the assembly elections, and forget about MCD, nobody bothers, very few people bother to vote. So in spite of the underprivileged community, they are coming out to vote. If AAP is finding it's barely getting a majority, then AAP obviously has a lot to worry about. The BJP has a lot, much more to worry about, because it's not just this. BJP's performance is getting affected even in the assembly elections because of this, because of the lack of local leadership. And it is primarily Mr. Modi factor that works for BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. So in spite of this, BJP just might win again all the 7 Lok Sabha seats, but it's Mr. Modi.
Yeah, and if you look at the people of Delhi also, Joyita, they seem to be very clear-headed. In assembly, they are voting en masse really for the Aam Aadmi Party. When it comes to Lok Sabha, all the seats are swept by the BJP. But Abab Girewal, that's not happened in the MCD. And I'm not trying to take away anything from your possible victory. I'll say possible till now because the numbers have not been called. You're ahead of the BJP. In most likelihood, possibly you could win, and I don't want to take anything away from that. But the slender margin with which you are winning, you don't see it as a cause of concern. You don't think at all it could take some steam off your campaign against the BJP when it comes to the 2024 polls. You have been trying to pitch Arvind Kejriwal, against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Tomorrow the BJP can also say that, look, they're barely able to win, the MCD polls. Look at the slender margin with which they defeated us despite of the so-called 15 years of anti-incumbency.
Well, ma'am, and despite the 8 years of the new India that has come in with Mr. Modi, we have still managed to defeat them. So I look at the glass half full. Yes, we will introspect. Yes, we will look at the reasons why this majority isn't that bigger. But again, I'd like to reiterate that by the end of the day, it's going to be a very comfortable majority. But the thing here is, ma'am, the most important thing here is we are fighting against an ideology which uses all the machinery, which divides, and which will do anything to remain in power, and which does not respect democratic norms or institutions. And that message has gone across. I don't know about the underprivileged people, because those poor folks are the ones who expect the most from the government, and that's what the government is trying to give them. But it's not as if the government has worked only for the underprivileged. It has worked for people across Delhi. And now I would like to make a claim here. Of course, it's just a claim that I have a very strong feeling that in the Lok Sabha elections this time around, the results are going to be very different, because first of all, it's been almost 10 years of very good event management by Mr. Modi, but event management companies do fade away eventually when they don't have anything substantial to give, because it's a repetition that's been going on. And secondly, when the people of the country see that, yes, in the national capital, under scrutiny of all the agencies, after everything that was stacked up against us, still managed to beat the BJP. So we will have a good shot at it in 2024.
Okay, I take your point, and since you spoke about, the scrutiny of the agencies, obviously hinting at the cases or allegations against Manish Sisodia and those videos, far as Mr. Satyendra Jain are concerned, Charu Pragya, would you say today that the BJP also perhaps needs to go back to the drawing board? Do you feel today that the massive corruption charges which you tried to level against the Aam Aadmi Party, have they been able to cut any ice with the electorate? End of the day, despite of such serious allegations which were leveled by the topmost leaders of your party, press conferences after press conferences which the BJP had addressed in the national capital against the so-called Delhi model, despite of that, it looks like that the AAP perhaps is headed for a victory.
Meenakshi, these were not allegations which were leveled by the Bharatiya Janata Party. These are serious issues which are being investigated by ED, by CBI, and let's not take that lightly. I think the ramifications of this are going to be serious and long term for Aam Aadmi Party. I'm going to say this again because it's a smaller election. Let's not jump the gun and let's wait for an hour or two more to see which way things are going. See, according to Aam Aadmi Party, BJP did not stand a chance at all in this election, and yet here we are. So
are you surprised? Are you surprised, ma'am? This is the second time you are repeating that the AAP said you didn't stand a chance. Are you yourself surprised by this type of a result?
No, because I'm responding to what you have said, that does this mean that those charges didn't stick? So first of all, the investigations are still on, and the investigations are not done revolving around an election, please. I have always maintained this. So this is going to have long-term ramifications, and it will also reflect on the way politics has been done in Delhi for the longest time. That needs to change. And if the Delhi model was such a perfect one, then the RTI replies to queries asked would have reflected differently.
Okay, so you are, of course, the BJP finding holes in the Delhi model. AAP says it's going to be Delhi model versus the Gujarat model in the 2024 polls. In fact, many top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party have spoken to us. Let's listen into those exclusive conversations, and then we will take, of course, this discussion forward.
हमारे साथ आप पार्टी के सांसद राघव चड्ढा जी हैं। राघव जी, किस तरह से देखते हैं एमसीडी की जो भी
थोड़ा सा इंतजार और करिए, पिक्चर पूरी क्लियर हो जाएगी, आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी, और दिल्ली के लोग बेशुमार मोहब्बत करते हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से, परिवार के बड़े बेटे की तरह, परिवार के भाई की तरह उन्हें मानते हैं और आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनने जा रही है।
कांटे की टक्कर लेकिन चल रही है अभी,
थोड़ी सी मोहलत और दीजिए, पूरी पिक्चर क्लियर हो जाएगी। छोटा चुनाव होता है तो हार जीत भी कुछ वोटों की होती है। मेरा अपना मानना है कि आम आदमी पार्टी प्रचंड बहुमत से सरकार
कोई मुद्दा तो सीधे तौर पर राघव चड्ढा का कहना है कि थोड़ी देर में तस्वीरें साफ हो जाएंगी। राकेश कुमार सिंह, इंडिया न्यूज, दिल्ली। हमारे साथ आप पार्टी के सांसद संजय सिंह जी हैं। संजय सिंह जी, जिस तरह से जो रुझान MCD के आ रहे हैं, क्या कहेंगे आप?
देखिए, हमेशा बीजेपी वाले एक ही बात कहते थे कि हमेशा कांग्रेस को हराया, हमको नहीं हराया, कांग्रेस को हराया, हमको। आज वो मिथक टूटा नहीं है, ध्वस्त हुआ है। 15 साल से जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का किला था, उसको ध्वस्त करने का काम आम आदमी पार्टी और अरविंद केजरीवाल ने किया है। ये बहुत बड़ी जीत है आम आदमी पार्टी के पक्ष में। जहाँ पे 15 साल तक बीजेपी का राज था, MCD को करप्शन का केंद्र बना दिया, कूड़ा घर बना दिया, आज वहाँ से बीजेपी की सफाई हो रही है। अंतिम परिणाम और अच्छे आएंगे, ऐसी मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ। दूसरी बात, एक संदेश दिल्ली की जनता ने और दिया है, और वो ये संदेश है कि दिल्ली के लोग अपने बेटे अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ खड़े हैं। मनगढ़ंत, झूठे और बेबुनियाद आरोप जो आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं पर लगाए गए, वो सारे आरोप धरे के धरे रह गए, और दिल्ली की जनता ने कहा हमारा बेटा केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है और आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार।
लेकिन संजय सिंह जी, जो टक्कर है, जिस तरह से आप लोग उम्मीद कर रहे थे, ये कांटे की टक्कर चल रही है। लेकिन
अरे भाई, आप बताइए, कुल उनका जो मुझे दिख रहा है 70-80 सीट पिछली बार की तुलना में हार रहे हैं वो लोग। अब इससे बुरी और हार कराना चाहते हैं क्या आप लोग बीजेपी?
मनोज जी, कांटे की टक्कर दिखाई दे रही है दिल्ली MCD चुनाव में, क्या कहेंगे सर, अंतिम रिजल्ट क्या होगा?
अभी जो जितने जीते हैं उसमें बीजेपी ज्यादा जीत चुकी है। आम आदमी पार्टी अभी रुझान में थोड़ा सा एज उनको है, लेकिन रुझान तो रुझान है, और बीजेपी चुनाव जीतेगी, मेयर बीजेपी का बनेगा।
लेकिन जिस तरह से एग्जिट पोल जो दिखा रहे थे सर, वैसा तो होता नजर नहीं आया सर।
नहीं, एग्जिट पोल ने तो जैसा दिखाया, एग्जिट पोल पे बहुत प्रश्न चिन्ह उठ रहा है।
मनोज जी, आखिरी सवाल है, क्या लगता है आखिरी परिणाम क्या होगा? लगता है दिल्ली में बीजेपी जीतेगी?
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी से जितना गुस्सा है दिल्ली, ये अभी तक का जो रुझान है, ये भी वो बोलते थे ना हमें 220 सीट मिलेगी, कहाँ गई? दिल्ली को धोखा देने वाले लोगों को अब देखिए। मैं अभी कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहता, आई विल स्पीक आफ्टर 1 आवर।
तो पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री, बीजेपी के सांसद डॉक्टर महेश शर्मा जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद हैं। डॉक्टर साहब, दिल्ली में ऐसा लग रहा है कांटे की टक्कर दिखाई दे रही, बीजेपी आम आदमी पार्टी में थोड़ी बहुत सीटें आगे पीछे चल रही है आम आदमी पार्टी, क्या कहेंगे सर?
देखिए, दिल्ली के लोग जानते हैं कि मोदी जी और हमारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी वर्सेस आप में कौन दिल्ली को बेहतर चुनाव के रिजल्ट परिणाम दे सकता है और कौन दिल्ली का भला कर सकता है। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। हालांकि कांटे की टक्कर है, लेकिन मुझे उम्मीद है कि जीत हमारी होगी, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में दिल्ली में भी MCD में हम भगवा परचम लहराएंगे।
डॉक्टर साहब, आपने भी दिल्ली में चुनाव प्रचार किया था, आपको क्या लगा था? क्योंकि 15 साल की इनकम्बेंसी से आपको भी नजर आ रही थी कहीं?
देखिए, दिल्ली में एक माहौल अच्छा था। मैं करीबन 20-22 विधानसभा में गया था, और वहाँ का माहौल अच्छा था, लोगों में जोश था, लोगों में हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रति विश्वास था।
All right, those were of course the reactions of the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Each side of course claiming victory. It's a neck and neck fight, Joyita, something which we hadn't expected at the beginning of this day. Very, very significant, these numbers flashing at the bottom of our screen, aren't they, Joyita?
Yes, absolutely. That is what we have been talking about. When it comes to the MCD elections, it was basically AAP's election to lose, which it did not lose, but it was also AAP could have easily have had a landslide, because if you are going in terms of AAP's reputation, the way wherever AAP wins, we witness some kind of a landslide. But surprisingly enough, the very fact that it is not happening is what I have been maintaining right from the beginning, and that is primarily because this anti-incumbency against the Delhi government is rubbing off here. And these results are a reflection of that anti-incumbency against the AAP. You know, obviously, the very fact that the BJP has come down from wherever it was to 104 seats right now, I mean, there's huge anti-incumbency against the BJP, but at the same time, AAP cannot also be complacent, because the way things are headed, the Delhi people are no longer willing to give AAP a free pass. And it is time, you know, you have to work on the ground, not run on a media hype.
Okay, so the people of the national capital not ready to give the Aam Aadmi Party a free pass. Mr. Girewal, what would you say about this assessment? End of the day, the fact that the BJP has been able to give a decent performance, who knows who's going to win? It's a smaller election, things could change, but as of now, you are leading. I'm reiterating, I'm not taking away anything from the Aam Aadmi Party, but at the same time, what would you say about this analysis? No free pass for the Aam Aadmi Party. That's one of the reasons why the BJP has been able to give such a tough fight to you all.
Ma'am, first of all, I just realized when Mr. Sanjay Singh was speaking that this was the first fight in which we and the BJP were in front of each other. So I think in a democracy, nobody should be given a free pass, and we are not running on advertisements. We are running, and we formed the government thrice on the work that we have done, and now we will reform the MCD. Yes, our attentions were divided. We were divided across 3 states, and we don't have the resources of the BJP, and of course all the machinations that followed. But in this one-on-one fight, we have defeated them, and I'm pretty sure in another hour or so, the extent of this victory will increase, and we will make sure that we work to make the lives of people of Delhi better and make the MCD a better organization which is corruption free, and that's what the mandate the people of Delhi have given for, and we will make sure we fulfill that mandate. And secondly, the BJP has to learn how to lose, because we have shown the country that this juggernaut
to learn to lose. Time for the BJP to learn to lose. This is just the beginning. Picture abhi baki hai. Charu Pragya says Aam Aadmi Party. Respond. Okay, Charu Pragya is not with us. Raj Lakshmi Joshi, political analyst, is with us. The Aam Aadmi Party hoping to replicate this victory. If at all they do win the MCD polls to other states, they say they can give a tough fight to the BJP in the run-up to 2024. What do you say, Raj Lakshmi Joshi?
Meenakshi, even though these elections are definitely important and significant, considering that this is the national capital, I don't think that it will have any repercussions on the rest of the country. Because, in other places, every place has their own issues. Every place has, their own favorites, etc., etc. Just like in Gujarat, you can see that the same Aam Aadmi Party is not getting anywhere more than 2 seats. That also is, we can't really say whether they will even win 2 seats or not. So, the Aam Aadmi Party is pretty overconfident, and I would actually have preferred it if they would have actually focused on, at least say 1 or 2 states. Like right now they have Delhi and Punjab to look into, which they are not.
Overstretched, over-focused and overconfident. That's your analysis. Manish ji, would you like to add anything to it? Because you just heard the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson who also, in a way, accepted that they were overstretched. It is difficult for a party like the Aam Aadmi Party, a smaller party, to concentrate on so many states simultaneously.
You heard the strategy of some Maratha fighters, Chhapa Maar, attack and run. So when you will get success, you will highlight, okay, if you couldn't get success, okay, next time we will see. Similarly, what will happen in Himachal, they say, okay, we are not fighting there. In Uttarakhand, what they did, Jamanat Jabt in all the cases. What they did in UP, same, clean. So this is their strategy. I repeatedly saying they want to make this budge, and if they will get success, to some extent they will create buzz again. Okay, what we said we did. Arvind Kejriwal jo kehta hai wo karta hai. But what will be the truth? It is their strategy. So now people will understand slowly and gradually, and this will not be working every time.
But whether it works or not, I'll tell you what the problem here is, and especially I think that's the biggest problem and headache for the Congress. Neeraj Mishra, if you could come in here, far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, let's say they end up winning the MCD by a slender margin. Who knows? which way the elections are headed. It does look like the AAP is headed for a victory, even though by a lesser margin. In Gujarat, they get a decent number of seats. Nobody can predict as much, how many would they? Let's go by the, exit polls. Their vote share and seat share ain't that bad. They're definitely going to claim it as a moral victory, saying that we are now emerging as the principal opposition and not the Congress. Do you not think a revolutionary plan is needed for the Congress to re-strategize, recalibrate in the run-up to 2024 polls?
Well, for the 2024 polls, you must be seeing the kind of support Bharat Jodo Yatra is getting and the other campaigns which we have planned. So 2024 is always on the chart, and it is very much there that the Congress will be performing very well. But what I'm more interested in is the way tomorrow when the results of Himachal and Gujarat will come out, and the word selection by you anchors, like you are doing today for the Congress, if it would be there for the Aam Aadmi Party, which has actually bulldozed the institution of media with their 1100 crore budgets, I'm very much interested in seeing what kind of word selection do you people do when a state with 90% Hindu voters is going to give a mandate to Congress Party, and in Gujarat, where the exit poll is going to fall flat, and this Aam Aadmi Party is going to get 0 seats, then I'll see how you people are reacting to that mandate.
Okay, so, I do understand your anger, but let me answer a few things.
No, that is not anger. That is not.
Okay, fine. That's an observation. You're saying it's an observation, sir. I'll tell you what, sir. The fact that the Congress has been relegated to the sidelines is not the words of any. Sir, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. You are at 10. You are at 10, sir, on an MCD. Let's come back.
Why don't you people mention that?
Everyone mentions it, sir. Everyone mentions it. I think, sir, you need to rewind.
No. Himachal also.
It's a great way to lash out at the media when you're doing really badly, sir. The time is for your party to introspect. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely, sir. There is no doubt about that. Hard questions are being.
It is not going to happen that you are going to run a monologue and we are there only listening to whatever baseless things you are saying. I am saying tomorrow, let's see what kind of vocabulary, what kind of words you are using.
Once you are done, come down, sir.
Party is washed out. I'll see that.
Calm down. Okay. Once you are done, now can I speak? Nobody is saying anything. We are not conjuring up these numbers. The numbers are at the bottom of your screens to be seen. The fact that the Congress is a distant third in the national capital of our country, a state which your own party had ruled for 15 years, is there for everyone to see. It's time for your party to introspect whether you want a revolutionary plan or whether you want to simply lash out at the media. I leave that to your good judgment. Joyita, if you could come in here, far as the Congress is concerned, look at the Congress's prospects. It's in pan-India, their footprint is shrinking and reducing with each passing day. MCD also, it was honestly in good spirit. Earlier, it was a party which had ruled the national capital. The fact that it's a distant third, it's nowhere in the running. Do you not think it's time really for the Congress to come up with a revolutionary plan? Say in Himachal. Yes, Himachal, the Congress is going to give by the exit polls a tough fight to the BJP because they have been able to pick up pertinent local issues. They had decent local faces. Wasn't that something which was missing in the national capital far as the Congress is concerned?
I think Congress gave up long back. I would say, at the risk of sounding a little flippant, I would say that they are more interested in uniting Bharat when Delhi is they forgot to unite Delhi in their favor. So Delhi is gone for them. And the problem is that you see it is going to happen. It is happening in state after state. And this is why, these parties like Aam Aadmi Party, everybody, they have got such ambitions primarily because they think they can grab that opposition space which Congress is ceding right now. Congress is not left anywhere. But couldn't they have done it? Yes, of course. The very fact that in spite of the anti-incumbency, the BJP is getting around 9,900 seats currently right now if we go by it, or at least it's putting up a stiff fight. The Congress is nowhere there, and that's a sad spectacle. Because if you're looking at Congress's history, BJP didn't really have much of a standing in Delhi. When I'm coming to Delhi, BJP never really had a standing in Delhi except for short stints. It was always it was a Congress's union territory. It was a Congress city. It has been a Congress city for a long time.
Exactly.
So from that to come down to barely not even 10 seats, it may go down to 8 seats or may go up to 11. I mean, it is a shame, if you ask me.
And the fact that the Congress is ceding space, Manish, if you could come in here, that is also giving a impetus, a push to the Aam Aadmi Party. Wherever, in whichever state they're ceding space, the AAP seems to be entering. Let's speak of the national capital. The Congress's vote share is shrinking. It's obvious where that vote share is going. Assembly polls, landslide for Aam Aadmi Party. Lok Sabha, landslide for the BJP. MCD also, the AAP is nowhere to be seen. The Congress's apology is nowhere to be seen.
In fact, BJP.
Okay, sir, hold on to that thought. Sanjay Singh speaking to the media, then you can come in, please.
अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी ने आज ध्वस्त किया है, कूड़ा राज को खत्म किया है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एमसीडी के भ्रष्टाचार के राज को खत्म किया है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की पूरी डर्टी पॉलिटिक्स को दिल्ली की जनता ने अपने वोट की ताकत से जवाब दिया है। वो पॉलिटिक्स जिसमें मनीष सिसोदिया पे फर्जी आरोप, सत्येंद्र जैन पे फर्जी आरोप, रोज फर्जी वीडियो जारी करना, रोज बेबुनियाद और निराधार आरोप लगाना, दिल्ली की जनता ने कहा उनका बेटा अरविंद केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है, आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है, जितनी साजिशें कर सकते हो करो, जितनी गिरफ्तारियां कर सकते हो करो, जितना उत्पीड़न कर सकते हो करो, अपने वोट की ताकत से दिल्ली की जनता ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जवाब दिया है। और मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि ये जीत आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए बहुत बड़ी जीत है। दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी को एक दिल्ली की सबसे छोटी पार्टी माने जाने वाली, जिसको ये कहते थे, उस पार्टी ने हराया। और साथ ही साथ अब ये तय हो गया कि पूरे देश में नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खिलाफ एक ही विकल्प है, अरविंद केजरीवाल। पूरे देश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक ही विकल्प है, आम आदमी पार्टी।
संजय जी, बीजेपी
कल गुजरात के परिणाम भी, अब तक जो एग्जिट पोल के भी नतीजे आए हैं, गुजरात के परिणाम भी एग्जिट पोल में भी उत्साहजनक रहे और गुजरात में भी रहेंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग पिछली बार की तुलना में 80-90 सीटें हार रहे हैं, बावजूद इसके आपके सामने आके बोल रहे हैं। मुझे तो अभी भी शर्म आ रही उनके ऊपर। सारी डर्टी पॉलिटिक्स कर ली, सारा हथकंडा अपना लिया, बावजूद इसके हार रहे हैं और उसके बाद भी अभी भी बेशर्मी से बोल रहे हैं। उनको तो कमरे बंद करके बैठ जाना चाहिए, छुप जाना चाहिए। भाई, राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष लगाया, 8 मुख्यमंत्री लगाया, सैकड़ों सांसद लगाया, 17 केंद्रीय मंत्री लगाया, सारे संसाधन लगाए, और एक तरफ दिल्ली का बेटा अरविंद केजरीवाल, दिल्ली के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल। और दिल्ली की जनता ने साफ संदेश दिया कि उनका बेटा अरविंद केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है, उनका बेटा अरविंद केजरीवाल ईमानदारी की राजनीति करता है। आम आदमी पार्टी ईमानदार पार्टी है। आज ये संदेश गया।
Well, we just heard what Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party had to say. Manish ji, you heard what the Aam Aadmi Party says. AAP says that they are a Kattar Imandar party, and these election results have shown that. Do you think that for the BJP also, they perhaps need to recalibrate their strategy? End of the day, simply attacking AAP on these corruption charges ain't really working. There needs to be a little more, which the BJP needs to do if it wants to take on the AAP only in the national capital.
See, one English maxim, attack is the best defense. At present, if we compare this result with the Vidhan Sabha result, they got 57 out of 60, that means 90%. And here they got some 60% if these holds on. So, what they have to do, people will ask, whatever seat BJP got because of the eroded image of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, because he was dented on the excise policy, Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain issue. So, they have nothing to say on that. So, they are saying, okay, it is Kattar Imandar party, because soon they will face the heat on the face of Manish Sisodia. So, this is what they are trying to project, that please don't do that. We are Kattar Imandar party
Ji.
and don't touch Mr. Sisodia.
But at the same time, yes, you say the landslide really, which the AAP has not managed to get, is a testament of how BJP's campaign had worked to a certain extent. But Raj Lakshmi Joshi, BJP's numbers are also down. They are down, if I am correct, going by the figures till now 60 or 60 plus. That also also shows us how the Saffron Party needs to introspect, especially as we were speaking earlier about the local leadership.
Meenakshi, like I was saying earlier, the BJP always relies on conducting surveys and trying to find out who went wrong where, and then that kind of an introspection always happens, irrespective of whether there is a win or a loss, and that is how it should be in every party. It should be, and I'm sure that is going to happen this time also. And no party should ever resort to this thing about saying that okay, there was this anti-incumbency factor, but then there definitely was. Even after 15 years, if the BJP is able to get the kind of numbers that is being hinted at, we still have to wait for the final results. That's a different thing.
Yes.
But then I think it is definitely quite an achievement, I would say. But even then, I'm still hoping that there will be even better results. But I am.
Well, again, we're not. Yes, we'll have to wait and watch what the results are. I don't know what better or worse results are. We are simply showing the numbers as they are flashing on the bottom of our screens. But ma'am, I've taken your point. Yes, there is no doubt about the fact that the BJP has been able to give a decent fight to the Aam Aadmi Party despite of the 15 years of anti-incumbency. Far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, that landslide, that sweep which they had predicted, that seems unlikely. End of the day, who's going to win the MCD polls? We'll have to wait and watch for the final results to come out. As of now, the Aam Aadmi Party leading at 137, the BJP is at 101. These numbers will keep changing, keep fluctuating, and we'll keep showing them to our viewers through the course of the day. Our focus on the MCD elections is going to continue through the day. As of now, I thank all the guests who joined us on this extremely riveting discussion. Delhi ka king kaun, who's going to win the Delhi MCD?
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.